Hi, you guys. So today I am working on doing the page setup where I'm going to get my margins and the header formatted for the end result for publishing. So this is pretty much what I've done so far. If you didn't see my first video on formatting your text, go back and watch it. I use the style gallery and show you how to create your own custom formatting so that you can save it and then reuse it in any other document. So this is my page with no setup. The margins are just the very basic narrow. Um, I want it to look just like this in the end. Mind you, the formatting the style of format that I did for this is a little bit different. But what I want is to set my header to where my author name is on the even pages and the title is on the odd. And I'm going to also show you how not to have any headers on your front matter, which is your title page, your copyright page, and your chapters. Your chapters should not have page numbers, nor should they have anything in the header at all. So that's what I'm going to be doing. All right, first things first. If you don't know how to set up your page to look at two documents at the same time, you can go to View, Multiple Pages. All right, I do this so I can keep an eye on how my margins look, and then when I'm doing my headers, again, I want to make sure that the even and odd pages are set up correctly. This is just an easy view for me. If you don't understand margins, basically it's saying this is the area that your document should be within where it's not going to get cut off. Bleed area is something totally different. I suggest you go do your research. It's only relevant if you have some type of image or background or anything with a picture. You have to be mindful of the bleed area. But for just basic text, that is not relevant. So what I'm going to show you is how to set your margins according to your book size. Layout, we're going to do margins, and then we're going to do custom margins. I usually start off with my paper. I usually start off with the paper size because I always do 5.5 by 8.5. Check your layout. I'm going to uncheck this for now because I'm going to go through when I'm in my actual header and decide about the different odd and even. I don't want it to do this for me just yet, but I'm going to change this to the whole document. We're going to have the header 0.5 and the footer 0.5. That's the only information I need to change. My paper is still set up. Now the margins. So KDP has a requirement as far as minimal margin area based off of your page number. So it's not just based off of your book size, but the number of pages determines what your minimum inside and outside margins should be. Pretty much their top, bottom, and outside margin is just already set to 0.25. It's the inside margin you have to be mindful of. So right here it says left. That's because it's on multiple pages or normal. If you don't mirror margins, you're going to have an issue when you are uploading your document. Assuming that you use KDP, it will go through and it'll scan your manuscript when you upload it, and it'll say that your margins are outside the printable area, and that's usually the issue is your mirror margins aren't set. You want to make sure it's set for the whole document. That way, whatever you put on the inside on the right, it's going to mirror on the left, so that way your spine has the correct amount of space. Again, that comes in with the number of pages. So I think minimum for KDP, if you have 150 to 300, your inside margin can't be less than 0.5. So with my 5.5 book, I typically do 0.6 top and bottom. The outside, I've come to find I don't mind having a little less room for my text on the outside, but my inside, my books typically run 350 pages, give or take 20. So minimum, I definitely need 0.625, but I have come to like 0.76. Now, if I were to show you now, this is what it looks like. Once we get the page numbers set up, you'll see how this margin is actually for the inside of the page. All right, so setting up headers. First things first, we're going to start off at the chapter 1. When it comes to your page number, you want to format the page number so that it starts off at the current position of your cursor as number 1. You don't see a page number yet because we have to set it somewhere. We could do top or bottom. If I do it at the top, I would not be able to put a header with text, and I will show you. See, it'll be a number here, but when I want to put my text, it goes away. So I will show you how I come from this to actually being able to have both. All right, for now, I am just going to put my page numbers at the bottom because what I want to do is show you how to get rid of that information. But for now, we're going to put, this will be page 2. So put your title. This is my page 2. So it's going to be my author page. And then you could just set it to wherever way you want to be. Mine is usually in the center. Notice that on both sides, it's all the same text. That's because in your header and footer information, you need to specify that this is a different odd and even page. Same thing with here. We're going to unlink, and then you're going to put different first page. What this does is it deletes out the format for the text and it immediately goes on to show you page 2, page 3. That's why I don't have any numbers or any headers, is because I did a different first page. Now when I'm here, I'm going to do different odd and even pages. So now the information that I had originally put in kind of goes away. All you have to do is just go back in header, put that in. And typically I set this up before making these changes. I just wanted to show you because me just clicking things won't show you what is happening. So now that you know, you can go in and actually set it up to where you're already putting in your header and footer formatting where it's a different first page, different odd and even numbers. So you're not repeating work. And so this, it knows it's a different odd and even page. So I can actually put just title. The same thing with the page number. If your page number went away because you put different odd and even pages, just go back and at the same way, put the page number in the way that you want it. So after you say different odd and even pages, if your information goes away, just click in the spot where you want to put whatever, the header or the page number, and just re-add it, and it should follow suit. So it knows that this is page 2, this is page 3, even though there's no information here. With this, to get rid of this, unlink from previous and then say there's a different first page. It goes away. And you're just going to do this for all of your front matter. Unlink and then say it's a different first page. There, all of that is gone. Now the issue is we don't want a page number at the bottom. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Oh, for this one, I actually want my page number on the opposite side. So I can actually switch this. There. So if you like your page number at the bottom, center, whatever, just set it up however way you want. I personally, I really like having my page number up top next to my author name, and then that way I could save a little bit more room by removing some of this space in the footer. So in order to actually put both a number and a title, you have to put your cursor in the position where you want the number to show. So just double click here. You're going to go to insert, and this is under quick parts, field, look for page, and then choose the format of how you've been numbering. And then I have my number 2. Just to confirm, I always keep the bottom number just to make sure I am actually getting the correct number. Same thing here, I double click, I'm going to go to quick parts, field, page, format it, number 3. So now if I remove these, it should I should be able to delete this, and it should delete all of the even page numbers, and the same with the odds. That's what that link into previous does. It realizes that in the previous page, if there's no number there, it's going to delete it out on the consecutive pages. That's why we don't link to previous when we are doing the different first page, because then it's looking at the page in front of it that had a similar format and we don't have one. So at the bottom, it tells you same as previous. So if there's no number in the previous section, then it knows not to have a number here. So that's how you get rid of that. And now that I don't have any reason to have that footer, I can actually remove some of that space. So one thing to keep in mind is when you are uploading your projects, you do pay per page almost. And so the more space you have just for margins, the more money you're going to spend, because your book is going to be bigger because of the number of pages that come from adding all this extra space. But this is it. This is our finished product. I have it set to where, again, my author name is on the even pages. My title is on the odd. So now that you have finished setting it up in chapter one is beautiful. You have to actually go to each chapter title page and say that you have a different first page. That's the only thing left to do. After you set it up initially, all you have to do now is just say different first page. And un I tend to unselect link to previous. I don't think it matters. It's just a force of habit. If all you do is just select different first page, it knows what to do. And for my author bio page, I also do different first page so that there's not a page number. And there you have it. Your document is all set up. Front matter, there's no headers. Chapter pages, there's no headers. Everything else, author name is on the even, title is on the odd. Go through and just check it out. This is kind of how I ensure that all of my pages look the way I want it to. It's pretty tedious when you have hundreds of pages, but I zoom out and I just make sure that everything looks good, especially when there's the two-page view. I want my inseam, I want my inside gutter to look exactly how I want it to look. So this looks beautiful. It's exactly how I want it to look. And yeah, y'all let me know if this was helpful or not. It's trial and error for the most part, so play around with it. As long as you have met the minimum requirements when it comes to your margins, that's all that really matters. And then if you don't like it, just go back and fix it. Thanks for watching, you guys. Until next time.